Bingo Blitz rules.
If your bingo has ads in it,
That's not a bingo.
if it doesn't have the coolest tournaments, mini games, and the most breathtaking design,
Nope, not a bingo.
if your bingo moment makes you feel so excited that you just want to burst in joy and scream out loud, bingo! Sorry, so you're playing...
Bingo Blitz? Now that's a bingo. Discover a world of excitement with Bingo Blitz, the #1 free bingo game. Download Bingo Blitz and play for free.
Now that's a bingo.
When you need mealtime inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger for thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals. And no matter what tasty choice you make, you'll enjoy our everyday low prices. Plus, extra ways to save, like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump with points. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Money decisions don't have to be either or. With Bank of America, they can be yes and. Like yes to sunny vacations and rainy day funds. Can our digital tools and guidance help you create the future you want? Yes. And help you keep enjoying today too. Do more with a bank that asks, what would you like the power to do? Explore our tips and more at bankofamerica.com/yes and.
Fisting Friday.
Damn, that breath control, dude. Those
I've been
Shakira
working,
workouts
I've
are...
been working on my cardio health.
You really have.
I could have kept going, but I could see that you were getting more and more uncomfortable, so I started to end it.
The cock tease that was happening there, the lead up, the blue ball, it was just the edging. It was immense. So welcome to Fisting Friday, everybody. We're going to catch up. We're going to gab. And first and foremost, my beef with Oklahoma stays.
Because of the Olympics?
Melisa,
in 2028?
When I learned, because, you know, I posted on my Instagram story this, and people were like, oh my God, well, like, you know, just go there because, you know, you said you don't want to go to the Olympics anymore. And I was like, you guys, you haven't heard the new episode where I've actually completely changed my tune, and I cannot wait to spend my birthday at the Olympics, and I will be there. I've signed up for all of the email lists. Like we are going to the Olympics, and we are going hard. So yeah, I've completely changed my tune on that. And then, as karma would have it, as Oklahoma got its grubby little fingers and snatched something away that I was truly most excited to see, because I said, I'll actually, lottery-wise, I'll probably be able to. There might not be as many people trying to go see one of my favorite sports, canoe slalom. Oklahoma said, we're taking shooting and canoe slalom. And in the article I read,
and
it was
softball.
Yeah, and softball. But they're like, for political reasons. And Mott's was like, what do you mean about canoe slalom? I go, I assume that's the shooting one with guns. I don't think like for political reasons they're doing it. I was like, and I also think that was like a snarky comment. I don't think that's been like an official statement. So Oklahoma, you foiled me, and I'm devastated. Like, I can't even stress how devastated I am, because I also recently learned that they perform the canoe slalom on their knees.
Perform?
They're not, yeah, exactly. It is a performance. They perform the canoe slalom on their knees. And we watched the whatever racing one, and they literally start them in the air and then they drop them into the water, and they have to like go upside down. And it was just like, I have to see it. Like, I have to see it. It's almost exclusively like young women and then retired dads. Like, that is the sport. And I was like, what an eclectic group. And someone did message me and they said, Jessica Fox, who is the winner, who's Australian, and then her sister also was like ranking and winning, is their best friend from high school. And I was like, tell her I love her and I need a hair routine because she has beautiful curls. And I'm just like, I can't believe they're sending this to Oklahoma. I don't think Oklahoma's going to appreciate this.
They
and also,
do, because they have it set up year round. This is like something that is prevalent in Oklahoma.
Really?
Like, you could go right now and get on the canoe.
On the white water, but not the track. They don't have the track.
Yeah.
Oh, they said they're building it.
Oh, well, they have a form of, maybe it isn't Olympic, like, standards, but like you can go and do it.
But as somebody who, why I think LA Olympics is going to be so great, because like I need this shit to be Hollywood. I wanted it on the WB lot, and I wanted people to be like, oh my God, is that where Trisha Paytas filmed her music video? Oh my God, is that Luke's Diner? Oh my God, is that Ravenswood from Pretty Little Liars? Yeah, like that's what I wanted.
But it's not long enough. But
no, it's not. But like imagine.
But I also wanted to see the shark from Jaws pop out of the water.
Exactly. Like,
but it's not long enough. They would have to shut down the whole lot and then completely redo the whole thing, and they're not going to do that.
No, they're not. But I just would have loved it. I will say there's a lot of sharp turns. There's a lot of sharp turns on that lot, which would be quite difficult. But like maybe instead of having
to knock down the houses and stuff.
Yeah, but imagine like on Wisteria Lane, they're just like I would kill for all of this, and like give me a Not Scary Farm experience. Like give me Hollywood. Give me central casting. Give me backstage. Give me actors.
Well,
and I'm
if
like,
you want that, why don't you check out a Trump rally?
No.
Did you see the white people painted as black people standing behind him? True blackface.
Melissa, what?
Yeah. God
damn. Yeah, so that's not the acting I want to see at my Olympics. That's not the vibe. Yeah, I wanted like Indiana Jones to come in like swinging through the top, like over them. So like they have to duck. Like that's what I want. And again, I really want to stress that as an American, I don't think that we have so many talk show hosts. We have so many of those things. This is my 100th plea. James Corden has no place at the Olympics. Please don't put that man there.
He's not so American.
No, I know, but I'm so convinced they're going to do it anyway. And I'm like, no, guys, like we have so many others. Kelly Clark, if they don't bring Kelly Clarkson, I go, you flew that bitch to Paris?
I'm sorry, but no, I don't need her there.
I can need her sing. She can sing.
She can sing, but I don't need her unless they're going to properly vet her, because it was clear that they didn't.
No, she was jet lagged and she was just crying, and like she didn't know why she was there, and neither did we.
Yeah, so and she was only there for that event. I don't need her there. I love Kelly, but you know, we all know our limitations. And
and I don't know what I think she also doesn't know why she was there, because when I realized that she was not coming back, I was like, so what was this for? Just for her to say that?
Just like, I don't think I should be here.
Yeah, I was like, is it literally? Did you bring her here as a professional singer just to comment on if Celine Dion was also a great singer? And she just cried and was like, clearly. And then she's like, okay, catching my flight back. What? Yeah. And I also need more. I hope when we get in LA, we've got more like visual. Like I don't need the crowd cam to keep cutting to John Travolta and Tom Cruise and the Scientologist, but I do need there to be video footage, because apparently the skateboarding commentator, one of them was Ryan Sheckler. And as a girly who loved Ryan Sheckler, I'm like, I'm so sorry. Where are the cameras? Put the cameras on my boy's face. Like he does not have a face for the boom mic. Like give him a close up.
Gotta be honest, no clue who that is.
If you look him up, you might recognize him. He had a reality show on MTV. And it was like Life of Ryan. And he was like...
How do you spell his name?
Ryan.
Just Sheckler.
Yeah. Sheck. Shekler, I think. But if you look him up young, he does not look the same now. But he was like an older kind of Bieber. It was like the Bieber aesthetic and style. But he was like an incredibly good skateboarder. He was like... After Tony Hawk, he was like the next most famous one. And he was like a teeny bopper heartthrob on the cover of like Tiger Beat and like, you know, Cosmo Girl and stuff. And he was like a SoCal fuckboy with like swoopy hair and a hat and his pants sagging with his little chain. And his intro for his MTV show was like, my name is Ryan. Like, I've got this really cool life. Except my parents are getting divorced. And it's really like, that was like, every episode was like that. And it was just like, yeah, but I loved him, and they didn't like show him at all. And I really think like, even like Lori Hernandez, who's like fantastic. I do wish we could spend some time, you know, interacting with the commentators a little bit more than the audience, because I really love some of the commentary I heard. Like there was one commentator for, I don't remember what it was, but specific, like women's track and field. I don't remember what specific events. And I was like, oh my God, she's so cool. But I was having such a hard time finding out who it was.
Yes, I didn't know it was Lori until TikTok told me it was her. So I agree with that. Even if there's just like a little like insert of their faces at the bottom. But I think, or announce who it is, or just say commentary by, just something that acknowledges who these people are, so that I know like they're a professional that participated in this sport and they know what they're talking about.
Yeah. And I also find that like sometimes they keep commentators for way too long on a sport, like over years and years. And then other times it feels like they switch them out. And so like, I want to be able to like vocalize my support for ones who are like doing their first season. They're super great. And I think Lori Hernandez is going to like really, this is beneficial for the longevity she has in commentating, because people know it's her and they're like loving her and they're saying that. But for some of these other ones, I'm like, I don't know who this is. And I want to say like, this person is great, bring them back. But like, I can't even, why am I going on the Olympic website and I can't fucking figure out who is doing the commentary for this?
As a podcast network, our first priority has always been audio and the stories we're able to share with you. But at Realm, we also sell some pretty cool merch, and organizing that was made both possible and easy with Shopify. When you think about successful businesses like Aloe or Allbirds or Skims, an often overlooked secret is the business behind the business that makes selling and, for shoppers, buying simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. That's because nobody does selling better than Shopify. It's the home of the #1 checkout on the planet. And the not-so-secret secret that's definitely worth talking about is that Shop Pay boosts conversions up to 50%. That's more happy customers and way more sales going. If you're hoping to grow your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling, on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout we use with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/realm, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/realm to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/realm.
Hi, I'm Jennifer, a co-founder of the Go Kid Go Network. At Go Kid Go, putting kids first is at the heart of every show that we produce. That's why we're so excited to introduce a brand new show to our network called The Search for the Silver Lining, a fantasy adventure series about a spirited young girl named Isla who time travels to the mythical land of Camelot. During her journey, Isla meets new friends, including King Arthur and his Knights of the Round Table, and learns valuable life lessons with every quest, sword fight, and dragon ride. Positive and uplifting stories remind us all about the importance of kindness, friendship, honesty, and positivity. Join me and an all-star cast of actors, including Liam Neeson, Emily Blunt, Kristen Bell, Chris Hemsworth, among many others, in welcoming the Search for the Silver Lining podcast to the Go Kid Go Network by listening today. Look for the Search for the Silver Lining on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts.
What's up, everyone? It's Noah Daniels.
Hey, y'all. I'm JJ.
Hey, guys. It's Kat.
And we're your hosts of the Real Hauntings podcast, where we bring on guests to share their first-hand encounter ghost stories and supernatural experiences. Now on to the trailer.
I've been warned to not tell this story, but I think because of the way it ends, it's okay to tell this story, because some people say that with certain entities, to like speak of them or talk about them or in any way like portray them as powerful will attract them to other people. The creepiest thing about it to me is a lot of times it would wait for me to notice it. Like it would just lay its arm out like this, and then I'd be like, where is it? Where is it? And then I'd see it, and then it would just slither back.
For more information on the Real Hauntings, Real Ghost Stories podcast, make sure you check out real.fm to learn more about our podcast and many other amazing podcasts.
But I love that LA is already acting like this is happening tomorrow.
We're so excited.
We're so excited. I'm really trying to figure out, I'm like, do I need to volunteer? Because they're taking volunteers. I'm like, do I need to volunteer for a couple hours so I can get in there? I'm going to figure it out. I have a plan that I'm not sharing with everyone yet, but I have a plan.
Do we have willing and able participants? Willing? No. Able? Yes.
That's a plan. And I have another
you've
plan.
Got another
too.
plan.
I've got multiple plans.
Okay. As long as I get to go.
Yeah. I've got, you got to have A, B, C, D. I've got A, B, and C right now.
Holy shit.
I got 4 years to get to Z.
So I have no doubt that then you're throwing the Greek alphabet there. Like you're going to start getting the Latin alphabet. Like, I've got full faith.
Yeah. So, but can we talk a little bit about the closing ceremony?
Oh, I couldn't watch it.
Why?
It was too awkward.
Why?
The Zoom? Didn't they have, I saw a clip of it and I was like, oh, I should watch it. This is on now. And it was someone like watching live and it was like they had singers perform, but they weren't actually there.
No. Okay, first of all, I think you should watch it. We had, and I'm talking about just getting to them transferring it to LA.
About this. Yeah.
So first we have Karen Bass, our mayor. And I was like, why is she there so much?
No, I know.
Clearly she was taking notes for when it comes here.
She said, we don't have to worry about the river because the LA River has only filled up once in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
I do think they should do BMX racing in the LA River though.
Yeah, that would be awesome. So I was just like, oh, okay. But she was just there with Jill Biden was there and also Doug was there. So I was like, what is going on? She was there representing LA because of the handoff. Mm-hmm. And it was handed off. It was her and Simone were up there. It gets passed down to them. Then we've got her singing the Star Spangled Banner. They're in Paris with them. And it was great. I was like, so much Black girl magic here. Love it. And then after they've waved the flag, we get Tom Cruise.
I knew it. They were showing him too much on TV for something not to be a Bruin.
Jumping from the very top of the stadium into the stadium and landing like he's got a parachute, controlling it as it's coming down. It's like that man knows what he's doing. Like everybody's shaking his hand and stuff. He's loving it. Then he takes the flag, gets on a motorcycle, rides it out. I was like, this is so cringy, but it is like, I'm here. Like I loved it, but I hated it.
Yeah.
He rides out. So what happens? I guess if you were watching it live, maybe there was a Zoom, but when you're watching the feed that came on later, like it's just a seamless cut. He rides into a plane, flies back to America. So obviously this was pre-recorded. Flies back into America, gets to LA. We're looking at, the Hollywood sign and stuff. Jumps out the plane with the flag.
Where is he jumping?
Lands over by the Hollywood sign.
So illegal. We're not allowed to go over there.
Well, I'm sure if you have permission from the mayor, then you are allowed to.
I guess. That shit's monitored.
And I was like, it looked really poorly done as far as how this was set up. And I don't know, I could see the Hollywood sign all the time, so I don't know when they did this.
No, I know. That would be my question.
But they turned the O's in Hollywood into rings and then added the other rings on it. And so that's where he lands. And then he passes off the flag to Olympic mountain bike rider. I don't know her name, and I should have looked it up. But she's taken the flag down the Hollywood Hills, and then she hands it off to who was my favorite male Olympian in the 90s, who's Michael Johnson. He used to run with this chain, and it would like bop up and down when he was running. And I just loved how it looked when he would run. As he was running, then skateboarder Jagger Eaton comes up to him, and then they end up with the Red Hot Chili Peppers, but they're performing. Californication.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yes. And then it then cuts to Billie Eilish Pirate Bard.
That's the part that I heard. That was in LA.
Like if you're watching the actual feed, it's just cutting between. Like it's not like on a Zoom. The people that were at the stadium were watching it on a Zoom. But like if you're watching it on TV, it's not like that.
You're right. You're right.
I'll watch Billie Eilish and Phineas.
If I was not mistaken, because I was like, I'm 99% sure that mountain biking girl is from Marin, and she is. She went to the high school next to mine.
What's her name?
Kate Courtney.
Okay.
Yeah, because mountain biking, we had a lot of kids from Marin would go to like Junior Olympics for that kind of stuff. So she is, and I was right.
And then it cuts to Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre, but they're clearly in Long Beach. And so I thought it was great. And then they ended the ceremony with a French singer and another beautiful Black woman. I don't know how to say her name, so I apologize. I don't know if we have any French listeners. I'm sure we do, but I've never met you. It's spelled Yeult, Yeult, but she sang My Way, which I thought was perfect.
Oh, I heard that.
Yeah, it was perfect. Like her tone was perfect, but it was also the perfect way to close it out, because My Way, if you don't know, the actual music is from a French song, but the popularization of the lyrics and stuff is from Frank Sinatra, who is an American icon. So like mixing the two cultures together, brilliant.
Oh, I need to watch it. I'm sure I'll find it on.
Just fast forward to when you see Karen Bass and Simone. The other
the natural
stuff,
starting point.
It was. I mean, there are people that are popular here in the U.S., but
not with
I could have done without it.
That's fair. I can't wait. That sounds like, and that's exactly what I want. I want Hollywood glamour. I want cheating to camera. I want knowing your light. I want I want all of that. I want splicing together two different beaches so people don't know. Like, I love that. Like, I love when you like watch movies and you go, this is like Fast and the Furious. When you go, that's so crazy. They like got from Santa Monica to Encino in 35 seconds. Like, I love watching shit like that. Like, it's so fun. So I can't wait for the Olympics to be like that. And I gotta say, I'm so excited to listen about the hookups, because you already know that like at the Olympic Village, like they're fucking. But then they're coming to LA. And the way these athletes are going to be like, I'm so sorry, I get to fuck all these hot people in LA, and everyone in LA is going to be like, you want to fuck? Like, it's just going to be great. There's just going to be so many beautiful athletic babies. whether they stay, whether they keep them or not, but there's a possibility. And I would love this love story.
Me too.
Oh, I can't fucking wait. Can't fucking wait. Did you see the interview? I didn't watch the interview. I just loved the pictures of the child rapist from the Dutch volleyball team, him sobbing.
Crying.
I would love to make it my fucking wallpaper. Like, I'm like, good, you fucking bitch. Like,
I don't know why so many people were mad at me for something I did 10 years ago.
All I did was rape a child.
Disgusting.
Wow. Disgusting. So I showed my brother-in-law and sister-in-law, because my brother-in-law hates the Olympics. And so, of course, I'm determined to make his
for him.
Of course, I am determined to make his son love the Olympics, and don't worry, it's fucking working. And so I was showing, but I was like, I have to show my brother-in-law the breakdancing. I was like, he's gonna die. Like, this is like, and he was like, there's no way. Like, you're lying to me. And I was like, no. He's like, this is on TikTok. I go, no, this is a clip. Like, this isn't edited. This is what happened. And so then my nephew was like, I want to see it. And he looked and he was like, that's not very good. And I was like, no. And then we always have our dance parties, and he goes, let's break dance. And all he wanted to do was show me him doing things, which it was giving men's gymnastics. Like, look what I can do. And I was like, that. And he's like, we are better than the breakdancer. We should go to the Olympics. And then I asked him if he knew what sports were in the Olympics, and he told me swimming and running and rowing in a boat. And I was like, yeah, and gymnastics. And he was like, what's gymnastics? And I'm like, this kid, he's in soccer, but his parents were like, if he didn't like soccer, we would throw him in gymnastics, because like all he wants to do is flip around.
He would be good at gymnastics.
He would. He's very like self-competitive and like independent in that sense. Like, he likes rules, he likes regulations and stuff, and he doesn't like if he's on a team and other people aren't following the rules. Like, he doesn't like that. So like, he's better with like that individual kind of stuff. And he's tiny and fucking fearless. Like, he throws his body anywhere. And so I showed him Simone Biles, her floor routine, and he was like, "Can you do that?" And I was like, "No, can you?" And he was like, "No." And he was like, Is she good? I was like, yeah, she's the only one in the world who can do this. And then he goes, is she a kid? And I was like, no. And he goes, she's really small. And I was like, yeah, she is short. She's actually short. And his mom's quite short. And I was like, yeah, she's shorter than mama. And he was like, and she's not a kid? And I was like, no, she's taller than you and she's smaller than me. And he was like, oh, so she can do that because she's a grown up. So why can't you do that? And I was like, no.
Well, you should say that I'm taller than her, so my body actually isn't built for this sport.
I said that, and I was like, yeah, I am too tall for this, and she is actually the only person who can do any of this stuff. And he thought it was so cool, and he kept going, is she gonna flip again? She flipped again. And I was like, yeah. So I'm getting him excited, and I told him, I was like, they're coming to LA. So your dad might say you guys are gonna go on vacation, but maybe you could stay and see the Olympics.
No, he's going to be 9.
No, I can't.
8.
Truly can't.
8.
He's about to turn 5.
Yeah, but he'll be 8 when it's happening.
Yep. Which is, I'm not okay with.
Yeah, my little nephews, I was FaceTiming with them too, the white ones, and they were at a playground, and he's 5 and he goes, look what I can do, and ran over to and was doing all the things that children do that make them think that they're Olympians. And I was like, this is so adorable. And I said, you've been watching gymnastics, haven't you? And he said, yeah.
Oh, I love that. I love watching kids watch her, and like, it's just like so sweet. And yeah, I have an issue with being like way too honest though, because he literally did something and he goes, is that the coolest thing you've ever seen? And I was like, I mean, that was pretty cool, but like, I like could not lie to this 4-year-old to tell him, saying that him spinning in a circle and throwing his body on the ground was the coolest thing I'd ever seen. I was like, it's pretty cool, but yeah, I was gonna ask you, did you watch synchronized swimming finally? Because it took forever to come on.
Well, I didn't know if the thing is, I don't know the difference between synchronized swimming and artistic swimming. Are they the same?
They're the same thing. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, artistic swimming. Then it has categories.
Yeah, I watched it.
Did you happen to watch the acrobatic one?
I don't think so.
The way that I think all these teams got confused about which Olympics they were preparing for, Melissa, nearly every team across the world except the United States was doing mashups of Eminem songs. And I was like, what?
Why?
What? Was it truly why? Truly why? It was, and like some of them were doing like, they had their game faces on, like it was like angry, like artistic or acrobatic swimming, and they're all there with like, they're like, oh, and they're like going for it, and it's Eminem mashups. And I was like, and the judges were like, oh, we're getting a lot of this music. And it was like, so like, oh, posh ones. Like, we're getting a lot of this music. And I was like, this is wild. And like, the US was amazing. And when I was watching it, like, I missed who they said it was at first. And their outfits are really not indicators of their country colors. So it's been hard to tell. And they were doing theirs, and I was like, holy shit, this is fantastic. And I was like, it is giving like, what is it? The Dead Sea TikTok. What was that one TikTok? North Sea TikTok.
What was it about?
It was like that trend where it was like that yo ho yo, and it was like like kind of like eerie.
Yeah,
that was the vibe that this was giving, and I went, I bet this is the US, and it was, and they were fantastic. But they were the only ones who essentially weren't doing, and it wasn't like. It also wasn't even just Eminem. Like, they were picking that era of like early 2000s popular rap. And I was like, for what? And then someone else, like, then other people were doing like Italian concerto. And I was like, I feel like half of you thought there was a theme. And then 3 of you were like, yeah, no, we're in Paris. This is not Why are we all who are not from America doing specifically American rap for our music? It was so odd. Beautiful, but so fucking odd. And yeah, that's the only one I think I ended up watching. Though I don't think we watched the group technical one, which is the one I think that's the most popular. But
okay, the one that they did the moonwalk in the water but upside down.
Yeah, we didn't see that one.
Yeah, it's pretty. They won silver, so I highly suggest checking.
I'll watch
it out.
it.
It's pretty cool.
I mean, I love it.
With something like 5 million podcasts, finding a really good one can take a ton of time. So let me recommend one. It's called Something You Should Know. I'm the host, Mike Carruthers, and in each episode, we discuss topics that can be really helpful, like how to read people better, the psychology of crowds, or fun things like the story of Legos, or why you probably wouldn't be here if it weren't for horses. Something You Should Know is the name of it, wherever you get your podcasts.
Merry Christmas, everybody! My name's Eric Peterson. I'm here with my good buddy,
Danny Jordan.
And we are the hosts of Christmas Countdown Show.
We're so thrilled to be bringing the merriment to you all this holiday season. On Christmas Countdown, we love to count down our top 10 favorite things related to the holiday season. That could be food, movies, music, everything that we all love about this massively merry good time. So wherever you get your podcasts, make sure you click that subscribe button. Eric, are you ready?
I am ready, and we hope that you are too. Merry Christmas, everybody! Let's go!
Hey everyone, join me, Megan Rinks.
And me, Melisa DeMonts, for Don't Blame Me, But Am I Wrong?
Each week, we deliver 4 fun-filled shows.
In Don't Blame Me, we tackle our listeners' dilemmas with hilariously honest advice.
Then we have But Am I Wrong, which is for the listeners that didn't take our advice. Plus, we share our hot takes on current events.
Then tune in to See You Next Tuesday for our listener poll results from But Am I Wrong?
And finally, wrap up your week with Fisting Friday, where we catch up and talk all things pop culture.
Listen to Don't Blame Me, But Am I Wrong on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. New episodes every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. I was looking at games that are no longer participated in at the Olympics, and one of them was individual synchronized swimming, and I said, how does that work? That just means it's not you're not syncing with anyone else. So what are we synchronized to? They said it was so boring. I watched about 5 seconds of it and I was like, agree.
So what are they doing?
They're just doing
that same kind of artistic swimming,
thing, but by themselves.
It's a solo.
Yeah.
The lyrical solo. Mm-hmm. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Maybe that's why they changed it from synchronized, because they're like, wow.
Yeah. And it was like in the 90s. But I also saw that they used to have tug of war in, and I think we should bring that back. It should be like,
without a doubt,
the strongest people that are already on teams that are established, and then they go tug of war.
Olympic field day.
Yes.
Like, that's a great idea. Have them do that. That would be fantastic. Yeah. And they all have to wear tie-dye shirts. Mm-hmm. Very camp coded.
Yeah. And I was also watching like track and field back in the day. Like, that stuff was dangerous. The field events were dangerous. Why is there no protecting pad? Why are they jumping over what now is them doing high jump? There's no pad, and they're just jumping over it and landing feet first.
Yeah. That gymnastics is like that too. People are like, bring it back. And I'm like, no. People snapped their neck and got paralyzed at the Olympics on like at on the event.
Yes.
On TV.
I was watching the uneven bars from back in the day. And yes, it looks very cool, but the bars were too close to each other and they were doing way too dangerous things. And people died. Like, they were talking about this thing is banned from the Olympics. And the person that they were showing literally snapped her neck and was paralyzed.
Yep.
And died from complications from that in, I think, her 30s or 40s. Yeah. Let's not. We're here to make the sport safer. We don't need to see deaths on television or things that are going to harm people for the rest of their lives.
I mean, I don't know if you saw, it was so fucking scary, and they cut away from it really quickly. But there was a guy on this year who on the track, I don't remember what event it was. It was one of the hurdles. I don't know how long it was, or if it was a hurdle, a part of like one of the things that has like multiple events involved.
Steeplechase.
Yeah, I think it was that.
It was. So steeplechase is. I don't know why the steeplechase exists.
After seeing
we don't need
we need to get rid of it.
Jumping into water and then jumping on dry, like it's. But people that do long distance running love that fucking thing. I was reading about it, and because I was like, this shit is real. Because when I directed that book that was about long distance female running, it was like a whole section dedicated to steeplechase, and I was like, this is not. I don't think I've ever seen this, and this doesn't sound real. And then I immediately went and watched videos, and I was like, how is this allowed? But
it was so scary, and I was like, I had the same thing where I was like, this needs to be done. It like immediately I was like, this, especially with the fact that they have so many regulations of what shoes they can and cannot wear, that like they're wearing the same shoes that they wear when they're not getting wet. And then also the track, like they've been raining a lot in Paris. You have that like on top of everything. And like, it was just so stressful. A guy got his foot caught and he hit his head so hard. Gosh. They had to jump over him, and he was knocked unconscious, lying there, couldn't even get off of the track. They had to bring paramedics out, and he had to be taken off in a stretcher neck brace, and like was immediately admitted to the hospital. And like, no, like I already think hurdles are we don't need water and like a slope into water to like throw that, like bring that in. It's just so. It's just, to me, it was just like, it's way too dangerous. And especially because it's so much closer together, just like, but with hurdles, you have everyone essentially has their own individual one. But when you're all jumping over something that close together, like that's so scary. And then also like, I can't imagine the fear you would have that people would run on you. Like they would not be able to slow their momentum down, and then you're going to get more injured. And then as another
other
player,
people are getting injured too.
Yeah, like I would be terrified of that too. So like I just am like, I don't think we need that. Like it freaked me the fuck out. And they cut away so fucking quick, which I was like, great. But for everyone there, and I'm sure that person's family was there, like fucking terrifying. Horrible, horrible, horrible. I missed it already though.
Yeah, but I'm excited about the Paralympics, though.
Have you? Maybe I'll actually do that. Maybe I'll switch up my hot take. I'll do that.
Okay. Now you got me on pins and needles waiting.
For the It Ends With Us drama. But that's the only other thing I had written down. We also don't have to talk about that one.
I've been keeping up. I don't think that there is a good person in all of it.
That's my take. That is my take.
I just think a bunch of horrible people got together and made something horrible.
Yeah. And I think people need to stop making commentary about the film industry when they don't work in it, and saying that an executive producer has no say in like how the movie comes out on the day. It's just financing is like completely incorrect. And like,
because they can pull their financing at any time. And so yes, they do have
do get say in the script. You do get say in all of these other things. And that's part of it. And like, so it's been like driving me crazy hearing people talk about that, but then also saying that like, then they're saying like, well, you have financing, you aren't allowed, like you're not supposed to, you're supposed to let everyone have their creative vision. But at the same time, they're like, but you can also like change everything. And I was like, neither of those things are true.
No.
So.
Nope. Yeah. I didn't understand what was going on. It just seemed like a lot of hate going to like Lively. So I sent you a message asking like, what is this? You gave me a 1-sentence explanation. But then as I was doing my own research, I was like, no, it's both of them.
No, exactly. And
actually all three. I'll say all three of them.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
I just think that like, I would like to urge my fellow women to not get caught simping on the internet for a man in 2024 that you don't know because they've made their quote unquote brand being one of the good men. Just don't regardless of what it is. Like, I'm just like, he could be the greatest or whatever, but when you position men as infallible creatures and like they are so perfect, I promise you will get disappointed. You know, like you just will. You just fucking will. And same thing with her. She's not. They're both imperfect. They both, without a doubt. And some people's stuff might have been more publicized, but like a lot of personalities, a lot of egos in making a movie, and some people don't get along.
Yep.
And it was crazy seeing all of the like think pieces from people in the Midwest who've like never even been on a set before talking about how it goes. And I was like, yeah, no, this is not it. They said that there are 2 cuts of the movie.
Yeah, there are.
His and hers. And that she changed like the whole movie and like his was better.
She used the Deadpool editor.
Yeah. And like all of this, and I'm like, okay, have we seen any of the indications of like what audience saw what? And like that she was the final quote unquote call that they were going to pick the edit that did not as well with audience. Because I'm like, these things can be true, but they don't mean this. They don't add up to being like the result of whatever.
No, she made the cut for herself and that's it.
Yeah, I'm telling you, a studio is not going to pick one that is scoring lower with audiences.
No.
They're just not. Like, no one has that pull. No one's
putting that money into that.
No.
They don't want to spend money on regular ass shit. Why would they do that?
Yeah, it's been driving me crazy because I'm like, you simultaneously think that she is supposed to have no say in anything. She's just like a hired puppet. But then also you think she has all of this power and control to like completely manipulate everything and anything. And I'm like, that's neither of those things are true.
Nope. So I won't be seeing that film. I wasn't going to see it to begin with because the source material. Writer. So definitely won't be seeing it.
Yeah, I don't think I will. It might be a plain movie, but like probably not.
There's that. So thank you for listening, and we will
fist you later.
Fist you later.
I love that you were still doing your F while I was correcting myself.
Yep.
Welcome to the small town of Chinook, where faith runs deep and secrets run deeper. In this new thriller, religion and crime collide when a gruesome murder rocks the isolated Montana community. Everyone is quick to point their fingers at a drug-addicted teenager, but local deputy Ruth Vogel isn't convinced. She suspects connections to a powerful religious group. Enter federal agent V.B. Laureau, who has been investigating a local church for possible criminal activity. The pair form an unlikely partnership to catch the killer, unearthing secrets that leave Ruth torn between her duty to the law, her religious convictions, and her very own family. But something more sinister than murder is afoot, and someone is watching Ruth.
Chinook, starring Kelly Marie Tran and Sanaa Lathan. Listen to Chinook wherever you get your podcasts.
Hi, I'm Jennifer, a founder of the Go Kid Go network. At Go Kid Go, putting kids first is at the heart of every show that we produce. That's why we're so excited to introduce a brand new show to our network called The Search for the Silver Lining, a fantasy adventure series about a spirited young girl named Isla who time travels to the mythical land of Camelot. Look for The Search for the Silver Lining on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Do you love Disney? Do you love top 10 lists? Then you are going to love our hit podcast, Disney Countdown. I'm Meghan, the magical millennial.
And I'm the dapper Danielle.
On every episode of our fun and family-friendly show, we count down our top 10 lists of all things Disney. The parks, the movies, the music, the food, the lore. There is nothing we don't cover on our show.
We are famous for rabbit holes, Disney-themed games, and fun facts you didn't know you needed.
I had Danielle and Meghan record some answers to seemingly meaningless questions. I asked Danielle what insect song is typically higher pitched in hotter temperatures and lower pitched in cooler temperatures.
You got this.
No, I didn't.
Don't believe that. About a wish coming true? Well, I didn't either. Of course, I'm just a
cicada.
I'm crying. I'm so sorry, Jiminy.
You win that one.
So if you're looking for a healthy dose of Disney magic, check out Disney Countdown wherever you get your podcasts.